Support for this podcast comes from Webroot, offering total protection for your digital life. Keep your online world safe from viruses, scams, identity theft, and data breaches. Learn more and save 60% at webroot.com/NPR.
There's a spring in the mountain and it flows down to the town.
From NPR Music and produced by West Virginia Public Broadcasting, with support provided by Bailey Glasser. Welcome to another Mountain Stage with our guest host, David Mayfield.
There's a song in my heart, just a simple little tune, but the rhythm and the melody won't leave me alone. Around the world it's just a simple song. This world is turning round, a simple song. Well, howdy, music lovers, people of planet Earth, and welcome once again to Mountain Stage, live performance radio from the mountain state of West Virginia. I'm your old pal, David Mayfield, and we are back at our home, the Culture Center Theater in Charleston, West Virginia. We're happy to be with you, and we are so glad that you joined us. It's a special night for sure. In our next hour, one of our favorite guests is celebrating 30 years of spreading the best of traditional and modern Irish acoustic music. Solas is here. That's right. And after a while, we'll also hear from another one of our absolute favorites, the Grammy winner from Wheeling, West Virginia, now based in Nashville. We'll hear from Tim O'Brien along with Jan Fabricius. And coming up in this hour, a set from country folk rocker from right around this area. He's got a new album out now. Darrin Hacquard will be out. And in just a little bit, a label mate of mine from Mountain Fever Records. She's brought her own band, and we can't wait to feature them for the first time on Mountain Stage. The Amanda Cook Band is here. But to start us out, from Virginia's Shenandoah Valley, we have a duo whose music somehow feels close and intimate, yet vast and expansive. Maria Clymer and Christopher Kurtz are longtime collaborators whose folk rock sound is built on tight harmonies and carefully crafted songs. With agile guitar work, piano textures, and subtle rhythms, they create a sound I think is best described as gently powerful. Their 2023 EP, What If You Knew, drew praise for its emotional honesty, and their recent single, Here in the Middle, continues that reflective, understated style. Making their Mountain Stage debut, please welcome Clymer and Kurtz.
I've been wishing you'd stop by. We'd walk down to the river side by side, find some quiet shade, while away the afternoon, and once again believe we have forever. It's cold and I feel so alone. I listen for your footsteps bringing you home. Wish you could come and stay with me a while. Days float by like memories, sweet by and by, by and by.
I'm a shadow, sending ripples through the night. I reach out, but you're not by my side. What I would give to touch your face again, like I did before we knew about forever. It's cold and I feel so alone. On the other side without you, far away from home. I could come and stay a while. The water's deep with memories, sweet by and by, by and by.
If I could see you through these rivers in my eyes, and the 6 feet between eternity and warmer times, I can almost see you through these rivers in my eyes, but there are 6 feet between eternity and warmer times. It's cold and I feel so alone. On the other side without you, far away from home. Wish I could cross and hold you for a while. If a while is forever, sweet by and by, by and by. Thank you. Well, it is good to be here with you for Mountain Stage, and it's good to be back in West Virginia, one of my home states, almost heaven. We bring you greetings from the Shenandoah Valley, where we live among the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia.
Our next song was inspired by the Virginian poet Karen Wood of the Monacan Indian Nation, who wrote, "Nothing was discovered. Everything was already loved." Here's Bluestone Farmhouse. My bluestone farmhouse stands on a hill, white pillars gleam in the sun. An orchard, a meadow, a garden to till. I'm a lucky one. My grandma's grandma is buried here. Generations have loved our home. This $1 million view, the Shenandoah, we've called it our own. How long have I loved you, Virginia? As long as your ridges are blue. But you'll never be mine, since before there was time, your people already loved you. My Virginia. As long as your ridges are blue, but you'll never be mine, since before there was time, your people already loved you. Bear Mountain powwow, my own sacred quest, watching the dancers' ancient steps. I felt the drum beat in my chest, and I knew I will always be a guest. Page after page, the history books are filled with faces like mine, while thousands and thousands of years are untold, written off in a single line. How long have I loved you, Virginia? As long as your ridges are blue, but you'll never be mine, since before there was time, your people already. How long have I loved you, Virginia? As long as your ridges are blue, but you'll never be mine, since before there was time, your people already loved you. No, you'll never be mine, since before there was time, your people have always loved you. Thank you.
Well, here's our new single. It's called Here in the Middle.
We were rocking our baby after dinner. The telephone rang, my dad was dying. I kissed you both and grabbed a suitcase, praying I'd make it in time. Maybe I cried a little driving up Dad's lane. Maybe he'll never know. Maybe it's hard to live caught in the middle, holding tight and letting go. A fierce 14, she smiled over her shoulder. The bus driver closed the door. I always knew that she'd get older, but I never believed it before. Maybe I cried a little walking up the lane. Maybe she'll never know. Maybe it's hard to live caught in the middle, holding tight and letting go. Could you see when you first said I love you, who I would be today? Lost and found, with so many pieces scattered along the way. Maybe I've cried a little growing up with you. Only you will ever know. Maybe it's hard to live caught in the middle, holding tight and letting go. And maybe we've cried a little through the years. Only we will ever know. But baby, let's try to live here in the middle, holding tight and letting go. Holding tight and letting go. Thank you so much.
Well, we're so grateful to Mountain Stage for having us, and we're looking forward to the rest of the show. We got one more song for you.
At our house, I am the primary gardener, and this is different from what I expected way back when the two of us got married.
That's true. At the time, I was much more into gardening than I have been in all the years since.
Yeah, so one day when I was out in the garden hoeing weeds all by myself, I had a line pop into my head: love is a lonely row to hoe. So we're going to sing for you now the song that grew out of that. It's called Love is the Way. This is the way we build a home. Follow blueprints in our heads, hauling stones from the riverbed. Cut the boards, drive the nails, and go with our gut if all else fails. Love is the way we build a home. Love is the way we bake the bread. Mix and knead, then we wait. Let it rise, watch it bake. Crumb is tender, crust is tough. Butter jam can't get enough. Love is the way we bake the bread. Oh, and all we have to show for this are aching backs and a goodnight kiss. We wonder how we'll ever make it through. Here beneath the silver stars, in the circle of your arms, I'll rest easy with you. Love is the way we work the land. Plow the rows, scatter seeds. Every day we're fighting weeds. Dream of harvest if we dare. Vegetables enough to share. Love is the way we work the land. Oh, even if the bread won't rise and home is far from paradise, the garden's overflowing with weeds. We've still got this wild life. Come on, babe, let's start tonight. Loving all the way into our dreams. Love is a lonely row to hoe. Plant the last seed through our tears, and hope come spring it reappears. Place a stone with trembling hands and wonder whether it'll stand. Add the salt, dinner bell. Love is the way we work the land. Love is the way we bake the bread. Love is the way we build a home. When all we have to show for this are aching backs and a goodnight kiss, starry skies bursting at the seams. This is our wild life. Come on, babe, let's start tonight. Loving all the way into our dreams. This is our wild life. Come on, babe, let's start tonight. Loving all the way into our dreams. Loving all the way into our dreams. Loving all the way into our dreams. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Clymer and Kurtz, everybody. Isn't that lovely? Their latest album, Edges, is available wherever you get your music, and they have a new single out here in the middle. Give it up one more time for Clymer and Kurtz. Well, it's time to welcome a new friend of the show. She's a singer from Nitro, West Virginia, and she's been writing and recording in this area for several years and built a great catalog already. And we're excited to hear her do an original song. She'll be joined today by the mighty capable Mountain Stage Band. That's Ron Soul, the leader of the band, on acoustic guitar and harmonica. Michael Lipton and Ryan Kennedy are our electric guitarists. Bob Thompson is at the piano. We've got Steve Hill on the bass, and Ahmed Solomon is the man with the seat keeping the beat. To play an original song for you called Broken With You, please welcome to the Mountain Stage, McKenna Hope.
See the light. I'm weak and I'm weary. You're full of might, holding me close till the morning is bright. And when the day turns to night, you'll be there by my
I'm broken with you. I know I'm fragile, but you be my glue. You hold me together. You wrap me real tight as I finally sleep in your arms through the night. I can finally sleep in your arms through the night. Thank you.
McKenna Hope, everybody. My goodness. I hope we get to hear a lot more of her on Mountain Stage. You're listening to Mountain Stage, live performance radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia. Remember, if you missed part of Mountain Stage or you want to hear something over again, you can visit the podcast section of mountainstage.org. Each podcast includes songs not heard on the radio, as well as the complete finale song. If you enjoy the show, take a moment to subscribe and leave a review wherever you listen. Well, friends, I am thrilled to welcome one of the strongest voices in modern bluegrass. Originally from Jay, Florida, and now based in the mountains of Virginia, Amanda Cook grew up playing music with her father, and that early love has grown into a full-time career. She leads the hard-driving Amanda Cook Band and also serves as Chief Operating Officer of Mountain Fever Records, the label she joined when she committed to music full-time. They've had an album debut at #1 on the Billboard Bluegrass chart. They've performed on the Grand Ole Opry, and with a distinctive voice and musicians full of fire and finesse, they have become a festival favorite nationwide. And you're about to hear why. Please welcome, making their Mountain Stage debut, the Amanda Cook Band.
We'll be okay. let's get carried away. Carried away as we go, take the fall. Carried away with the thrill of it all. Love has my heart convinced, throwing caution to the wind. We'll be okay, let's get carried away. Thanks, folks. You can leave a pickup in a field to run. Bury memories until they turn to dust. They say all it takes is time to leave the past behind, but you still don't want to give it up. I rock myself to sleep as I hear the wood floor scream, like a ghost of yesterday just coming home. No, we're not together, but I'm not here alone. No, I can't get you out of my bones. riding down the highway all alone. Just went by the last road going home. I still hear the sound of rain falling on your window through the phone. Couldn't see it your way till it's gone. You can't always be the one who's strong. I'm the cause of all your pain. I wonder how you stood the strain so long. And did I hear I love you on the phone? Or did I hear you've been away too long? Has the hurt been just as strong? Will I reap what I have sown? Did I miss the last road going home? Riding down the highway all alone. Just went by the last road going home. Sorry, darling, for the call. I had to hear your voice again, that's all. Did I hear I love you on the phone? Or did I hear you've been away too long? Has the hurt been just as strong? Will I reap what I have sown? Did I miss the last road going home? Did I miss the last road going home? Thank you folks so much. Thank you very much. Well, we are so proud and honored to be on the mountain stage tonight, and we just want to thank all the staff and David and everybody here for having us here, and thank y'all for being a lovely and wonderful live audience for us tonight. It's a bucket list item for sure to be here. So let me introduce this band for you. Down here on my right, coming all the way from Harrison, Arkansas, Mr. George Mason on that fiddle there for you. I'm going to see if I can get his town right tonight. On Friday, I said it wrong, so we'll see what happens, y'all. Coming all the way from Newland, North Carolina, Mr. Ethan Church on mandolin. Normally sitting right behind me, but he's kind of backing off to the side on that big doghouse bass tonight. All the way from Gulfport, Mississippi, Mr. Joshua Fall. And down there playing guitar for you tonight and doing a fine job all the way from Sevierville, Tennessee, Mr. Chevy Watson. And last but certainly not least, my BFF forever in the world, coming all the way from Irwin, Tennessee, Miss Caroline Van Leer Boone. So we have the pleasure of doing a brand new song that has not even released to the world yet. We thought that we would give it a whirl on you folks tonight. It went out to radio a couple weeks ago, so you may have heard it on the radio, maybe. But it's a real special song. It means a lot to me. It was written by our friend Heather Barry Mabe, and it tells really the story of feeling like you just don't fit in, but you're trying to so hard. And boy, you could not describe a musician any better, right? This one's called Odd One Out. Got another bite on your line. Every time I turn around, I never see you down and out like me. It's bright lights and pretty bows, flash a smile, strike a pose, make sure that no one knows you're falling to pieces on the inside. I hope you realize we're all the odd one out. None of us fit in, but do you really want to anyway? I guess it might be nice, but is it worth the price when who you are is scattered in the wind? To tell you the truth, there ain't no doubt we're all the odd one out. I wish life wasn't at sometimes like the ones I see, where everybody's happy, living it up in my TV. But is there passion without pain? Don't you gotta lose to gain? A little yin, a little yang. One thing I've learned about perfection, it's an illusion. We're all the odd one out. None of us fit in, but do you really want to anyway? I guess it might be nice, but is it worth the price when who you are is scattered in the wind? To tell you the truth, there ain't no doubt we're all the odd one out. Ooh, won't you let yourself be free? think we've got time to do one more for you. And again, we want to thank everyone for being here with us tonight and thank all the staff at Mountain Stage for having us and David Mayfield for being a pal. I love you, buddy. Thank y'all so much. We're going to do a big hit song for us in 2024. This one did really well on the radio for us, and it put us on the Grand Ole Opry, and this is called New Star.
The Amanda Cook Band, everybody. My goodness. They're working on a brand new album. It's come out later this year called Love Through Time. I tried following a star earlier today, and Tim O'Brien told me to leave him alone. Give it up one more time, if you would, for the Amanda Cook Band, everybody. We hope you'll take a look at our website, mountainstage.org. There you'll find links to our podcast, and you can follow us on just about every form of social media. And of course, we invite you to follow us to our next live show. You can find out where we'll be and get your tickets at mountainstage.org. All right, our next performer is originally from the hills of southeastern Ohio, now makes his home in the bustling metropolis of Huntington, West Virginia. Darrin Hacquard writes songs that feel lived in because he's lived them. A balladeer of hard luck and hard-won redemption, he writes with vivid lyrical imagery that is grounded in a deep Appalachian sense of place. He was a member of the wildly popular West Virginia string band The Fox Hunt. That's right, along with John R. Miller, who recently recorded Darrin's song A World Away and released it as a single. Darrin's latest album, Weights and Measures, explores growth, addiction, and grace with unflinching honesty. Making his Mountain Stage debut, please welcome Darrin Hacquard.
All my old red-faced alcoholic friends will still go out on the weekends. Tell a joke or sing a song, wave at the wagon as it rolls along. Talking loud, putting on a show, shoveling this with a silver spade. They don't care about the debts they owe, they're only worried about the ones that they've paid. Drunken philosopher, what are you gonna do if insight were a currency? Man, we'd be owing you. Man, we'd be owing you. Dreaming at night of an untimely demise. He's punching a time clock by day, laying on the ground looking up at the sky after putting the 12-pack away. Inspiration can cause irrational behavior. Honey, it never looked good on camera. You were never anybody's savior. Oh, but man, I gotta hand it to you. Drunken philosopher, what are you gonna do if insight were a currency? Man, we'd be owing you. Drunken philosopher, what are you gonna do if insight were a currency? Man, we'd be owing you. Man, we would be owing you. Man, we'd be owing you. Ooh. Thank you. At the Super 8 Motel in Carlisle, PA, listening to the big trucks whine. The dog days get thin at 3 a.m., almost as thin as my last stack of dimes. I got a 10 o'clock date with the magistrate. He's gonna add to my list of credentials. He's trying to draw blood from a half-ounce of bud, saying, young man, you had such potential. And the hard times are getting harder. I'm working harder, not smarter. And the bottom's getting deeper. If there's one thing I've learned, when you find it, they're gonna keep you there. I drove up this morning from the Tiger Valley, spent 3 restless nights in the regional jail, praying to the sun that the AAA bond take 10% on $1,000 bail. Sometimes I drive my car to social fairs. Sometimes it bottoms out on the courthouse stairs. And sometimes I feel like nobody owns me till I'm staring at a brick wall eating low-grade bologna. This country owes its tax to the working class. Sometimes they buy drugs you can't sell at the store, and their aches and pains turn to ball and chain. When your engine blows up, they won't fix it anymore. When a drunkard swerves, justice is served. Some people receive it, and some people earn it. Say a prayer for the law who'll save us all, the marauders, the killers, and the thieves. When a system is flawed, say a prayer for us all, that a man who's in trouble can get what he needs. And the hard times are getting harder. I'm working harder, not smarter. And the bottom's getting deeper. If there's one thing I've learned, when you find it, they're gonna keep you there. If there's one thing I've learned, when you find it, they're gonna keep you there. Camel cigarettes and white tequila, prescription Adderall, and Ale-8 one. Another season in Berea. There was a time when you were the only one, and my heart goes drifting through the snow. And my eyes search the fire glow, and the only face I see is my own. And it feels so good, it feels so good to be alone. You had my back when the blitz came down. We loaded up and headed out of town. We stood together under the bloody cliffs, Change is coming round, and you hold a residency in my soul. And there are things about me only you would know, and the measures we have grown. Now I can feel the silence. I'm growing on my own. Camel cigarettes and white tequila, standing on a rooftop at the break of dawn. You stood away from me, but I could feel you looking over the city beyond. And my heart goes drifting through the snow. And my eyes search the fire glow, and the only face I see is my own. And it feels so good, it feels so good to be alone. Yes, it feels so good, it feels so good to be alone. I've listened to so many of my heroes on this show over the last 25 years, and some of them are on this bill tonight. So it is such an honor to be here. Thank you, Mountain Stage. Man, you were a dreamer, busting out at the seams. You were a stronghold on the backwoods scene. You were a derelict, hungry and weathered, tripping your way through the lines that kept you tethered. You were delusional, scouring those dark places, rising up like a vision in those hallowed public spaces. You were an angel with a smoking gun. You were the one, man, you were the one. You were dumb luck, you were awestruck, You built it from the ground up, and then laughing burn it down. You were the muse, you were confused. You were born to lose, you were born to lose. In a broke down van, you were a drummer in a punk rock band. You were a savior in a shattered land. You had a hand in the counter plan. You were a sentinel to the age of men. You were a friend, man, you were a friend. And you were Dunlop, you were awestruck. You built it from the ground up, and then laughing burn it down. You were the muse, you were confused. You were born to lose, you were born to lose. You were born to lose. You were born to lose. Thank you.
Along with John Looney, Tucker Riggleman, Clint Sutton, and Jeremy Batten, that was Darrin Hacquard, everybody. They like you. Well, we'd like to say a special hello to you right now if you're listening over KBSU in Boise, Idaho, or on WXPJ in Hackettstown, New Jersey. We're glad to have you listening, and we hope you can join us next week when Kathy welcomes Stephen Kellogg, Emily Scott Robinson, Joe Troop and the Truth Machine, Kindred Valley, and Corduroy Brown. This is David Mayfield standing in for Kathy Mattea, and you're listening to Mountain Stage, live performance radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia. Mountain Stage is supported in part by this station and by West Virginia Public Broadcasting. Hotel accommodations for Mountain Stage guests are provided by the Charleston, West Virginia Marriott Town Center Hotel, centrally located for the business and pleasure traveler in downtown Charleston's retail district. This is Mountain Stage from NPR. Well, hello again, friends and neighbors. Welcome to the second hour of Mountain Stage. I'm David Mayfield, and I'm so glad you joined us. We are here at our home at the Culture Center Theater in wonderful Charleston, West Virginia. And if you're just joining us, you will be very glad you did. Still to come, we help one of our favorite guests celebrate their 30th anniversary. Solas is here. But to start the hour out, I am thrilled to welcome one of my heroes, a true pillar of American music, and it's always lovely when he brings his favorite duet partner. Tim O'Brien was born in Wheeling, West Virginia, and now makes his home in Nashville, Tennessee. He has influenced the sound of bluegrass, folk, and Americana for more than 5 decades. He first came to national attention with the band Hot Rise, and has since released a slew of critically acclaimed albums, earned multiple Grammy Awards, and in 2013, he was inducted into the West Virginia Music Hall of Fame. His songs have been recorded by artists including Garth Brooks, The Chicks, Nickel Creek, and Mountain Stage's very own Kathy Mattea. Lately, he's been performing with his wife, Jan Fabricius, whose mandolin playing, harmonies, and songwriting really gets to shine on their 2025 duo album, Paper Flowers, their first full collaboration. The album features songs co-written with folk legend Tom Paxton. Please give a warm Mountain Stage welcome to Tim O'Brien and Jan Fabricius.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Mountain Stage, for having us again. Jan and I are going to sing a song about ourselves. This is about our courtship. And I'd be out on the road touring and missing Jan when we were starting to go together. And I bought some paper flowers thinking they would last longer. I could carry them around in my suitcase until I got to send them to her. Collected a few other things along the way. We still have the paper flowers. They're on our mantle at home now in Nashville. And we're going to sing the song Paper Flowers. We're joined by Mountain Stage band leader, Mr. Ron Soul. Make him welcome. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and... I was out on the West Coast, somewhere singing my song. Bought some paper flowers. Real flowers don't last too long. Send my love to flowers, yellow, blue, and green. One for her and one for me, and one for the miles between. Ask my brother moon, ask my sister sky. Can you give me a reason? Can you tell me why? How'd I get myself out here and leave her way back there? I met a girl with the true blue eyes and the long strawberry hair. I was singing the old songs that didn't sound right to me. I was singing for money, should have been singing for free. It was just not working, and I knew that for sure. I was singing for strangers, should have been singing for her. Ask my brother moon, ask my sister sky. Can you give me a reason? Can you tell me why? How did I get myself out here and leave her way back there? Miss a girl with the true blue eyes and the long strawberry hair. Up my suitcase, I caught an eastbound train. Found a the seat and I made up my mind. Knew it was time to change her name. The train ride took forever and we rode for hours and hours. When she met me at the station, she was holding those paper flowers. I asked my brother Moon, I asked my sister Sky, can you give me a reason? Can you tell me why? How'd I get myself out here and leave her way back there? Met a girl with the true blue eyes and the long strawberry hair. I asked my brother Moon, I asked my sister Sky, can you give me a reason? Can you tell me why? How'd I get myself out here and leave her way back there? Met a girl with the true blue eyes and the long strawberry hair. I was out on the West Coast, somewhere singing my song. Bought some paper flowers, real flowers don't last too long. Thank you, Ron. Well, Jan and I are on a road trip here this weekend. We played 3 nights so far. Usually we do like a 2-night run. And on Friday night, we're rusty. On Saturday, we're burnt out. But this time we've stretched it out. So we're kind of really coming into the burnout here on our last 4 songs of our weekend here at Mountain Stage. And we're going to do a song about a road trip, too. And this is when you're on one of those real long drives, 10 or 12, maybe, you get up to 16 hours. Those last 4 hours, it's kind of hard to stop you. You get kind of wired, and that pound in the pavement kind of seems to be the rhythm you're in, and you can't seem to shake it. And that's what this song's about. It's called Blacktop Rag Mop. Oh, I need to change my capo. Jan suggested that we play this in the same key at the same time. It's always a good idea.
I was trying to whisper it to you, but...
They say folk music is better than it sounds. All right. Blacktop, rag mop, a whole day, hip-hop, tear to the Badlands, grooving on the bad bands, non-stop, 3 coats, drumming on the dashboard, gas up, can't stop, blacktop, rag mop. Blacktop, bad cop, Mary Jane, good crop, stopping off a wardrobe, cold beer, chug a luck, no time to settle, it's the pedal to the metal, it's the head shop, don't stop, blacktop, bad cop. Black and white, all night, blue light, all night, bluegrass banjo, grooving on the Mando, radio's on top, funny way to bebop, satellite, all night, black and white, uptight. Dude walks by with a laptop, he stopped and he popped the lid. Music driving, jumping, jiving, and make my tires skid. Across the blacktop, rag mop, all day, hip-hop. Tear to the Badlands, grooving on the bad bands, non-stop, 3 coats, drumming on the dashboard, gets up, can't stop, blacktop, rag mop. Blacktop, rag mop. Thank you very much. As David said, we put out this record, Paper Flowers, last June, and it's mostly songs we wrote. We wrote them down anyway with Tom Paxton, the great songwriter from the, he kind of drew the template for singer-songwriter dim back there in about 1960, 61 in Greenwich Village alongside of people like Phil Oakes and Bob Dylan. And we were really enjoy hanging with Tom on Wednesday afternoons when we can get together. He discovered Zoom during the pandemic and has not looked back. And he gets on there and he says, we might have a good idea for a song to start with, and we'll usually write it. We usually come up with something. It's like fishing with a friend. Sometimes you catch a big one, but sometimes, maybe little ones you throw them back. But we usually get a song. And one day he got on the Zoom and he said, I don't know what we should write about today. And I said, I don't know either. And I played a little lick. I was playing on a guitar. And he said, what's that you're playing on the guitar? I said, I don't know. And I played it again. He goes, I don't know what we should write about, but that sounds like Fat Pile of Puppies. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, Fat pile of puppies, who let them in? Been out in the pasture, they smell like sin, rolling over each other, trying to be tough. Fat pile of puppies, I've had enough. Fat pile of puppies, chewing on my ear. Falling in love is what I fear. I can't be angry, I can't be sad. Fat pile of puppies drives me mad. Where is their mama? She ought to be here. Having all these puppies, it ought to be clear. Fat pile of puppies, it's all wrong. Under the porch is where they belong. Fat pile of puppies, chewing on my ear. Falling in love is what I fear. I can't be angry, I can't be sad. Fat pile of puppies drives me mad. So what am I doing down here on the floor? Covered up with puppies, 5 or 6 or more. They're growling like big dogs, and they're scratching too. If they can't get a rabbit, I guess I'll have to do. Fat pile of puppies, chewing on my ear. Falling in love is what I fear. I can't be angry, I can't be sad. Fat pile of puppies drives me mad. I can't be angry, I can't be sad. Fat pile of puppies drives me mad. Thank you very much. Well, a musical show like this, we just want to, give people something to tap their foot to, maybe have a laugh, but also having a cry is also in order now and again. We go through a lot of tough times in this world, and sometimes it calls for a song like this. This is a song in the category we call guilt-free gospel. It's got all the messages, but none of the mess. This is called Back to Eden. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3. it so far, far from Eden now. None of what I know, I wish I could go back to Eden now. Back to Eden, let me right my many wrongs. I wanna go back to Eden, let me once again belong. Everywhere I see we have come to be far, far from Eden now. Knowing what I know, I wish I could go back to Eden now. Back to Eden, let me right my many wrongs. I wanna go back to Eden, let me once again belong. Peace is much more than the absence of war, more than laying down swords. Peace is a song that will last a whole life long. Peace is the mightiest of chords. Anger, war, and hate, now the hour is late, far, far from Eden now. Knowing what I know, I wish I could go back to Eden now. Back to Eden, let me right my many wrongs. I wanna go back to Eden, let me once again belong. The world I really know, not as I wish it, so far, far from Eden now. Knowing what I know, I wish I could go back to Eden now. I wanna go back to Eden now. Thanks to Bob Thompson joining us on the piano. Thank you, Bob.
All right, well, Jan and I, we know each other well because we live together. And we travel together. And we write songs together, we play music together. And we still love one another. And we poke fun at it. We have some songs about kind of crabbing at each other and stuff, but this is the opposite side of the story. Sometimes I'll wake up in the middle of the night and I can't sleep, and I might read a book or something before I can go back to sleep. But on one particular evening, I got up and I started writing a song, and as the sun was coming up, I was finishing a song, so I made some coffee, and I brought the song up to Jan with some coffee, and this is it. It's called Here With Me. I want...
Fog is lifting, and I can almost see the path is narrow, it's where I want to be. You're here beside me, I know you had a choice, and I am thankful to touch your hand and hear your voice, and just to have you here with me. Sometimes I'm blind, sometimes I just don't hear. feel your touch, and I'm frozen up with fear. When I first saw you, I know you saw me too, and you waited for me like I would wait for you. Still I have you here with me. Far horizon is all I'm aiming for. It's always changing, and I can't ask for more. Well, I hear a freight train, the darkness fades today, and when you wake, love, I'll have these words to say. Well, I'll bring you coffee, and I'll have you here with me. Thanks to Mountain Stage, and thanks for having us here. Support your public radio, your independent radio. Thank you much.
Tim O'Brien and Jan Fabricius, everybody. That album, Paper Flowers, is available now wherever you get your music. Make sure you look for that. Give it up one more time for Tim O'Brien and Jan Fabricius. Well, now it's time for my favorite part of the Mountain Stage show, when we roll the grand piano down into the spotlight and we feature our piano man. He's going to play a beautiful old folk song for you now, one called The Wayfaring Stranger. A big round of applause, if you would, for Bob Thompson. You can find his music at colortones.com. That was Bob Thompson with The Wayfaring Stranger. You're listening to Mountain Stage, live performance radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia. Well, if you have questions or suggestions for us, our email address is feedback@mountainstage.org. You can also connect with us on Facebook, take a peek behind the scenes on our Instagram, and watch select performances. You can find all those links at our website, mountainstage.org. Over the course of 12 critically acclaimed albums and endless international touring, Solas has carried a deep love and respect for Irish musical traditions to audiences around the world. They've been coming to see us on Mountain Stage since the mid-90s, and after an 8-year hiatus, they are back to celebrate their 30th anniversary with a brand new project, Shamrock City, Seekers and Dreamers, which continues the immigrant stories that have long inspired their music while bringing those themes into modern American life. 3 decades in and still pushing tradition forward, please welcome back to the Mountain Stage, Solas.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
In Uri town I was bred and born. In Stephen's Green now I lie in scorn. I served my time at the saddler's trade, and I always was a roving blade. I always was a roving blade. At 17 I took a wife. I loved her dearer than I loved my life, and so to keep her both fine and gay, I went out robbing on the King's Highway. I went out robbing on the King's Highway. I never robbed a poor man yet, nor lately caused anyone to fret. But I robbed lords and ladies fine, and I carried the gold home to me heart's delight. Oh, I carried the gold home to me heart's delight. I robbed Lord Baldwin, I do declare, and Lady Mansell up in Grosvenor Square. I closed the shutters and I said good night, and I carried the gold home to me heart's delight. I carried the gold home to me heart's delight. With my dear wife for to see the play. Lord Fielding's men there did me pursue, and I was taken by that cursed crew. Oh, I was taken by that cursed crew. My father cried, oh my darling son. My wife she cried, now I am undone. My mother tore her grey locks and cried, it's in the cradle I should have died. It's in the cradle I should have died. When I am dead, I want for my grave a flashy funeral, pray let me have 6 highwaymen for to carry me. I'll give them broadswords and sweet liberty. I'll give them broadswords and sweet liberty.
Thank you so much. Well, it's wonderful to be back here at Mountain Stage. It's almost become like a second home to us. We've been here so many times. We keep waiting for him to say no more and go home. But fortunately, they have not over the course of our 30 years. Last year, we celebrated 30 years together as a band. And thank you. Believe me, we're as shocked as anyone could possibly be. We've always been somewhat of a haphazard operation. So to be here 30 years later and still making music and getting to travel around and meet new people and all that kind of stuff, we feel very blessed indeed. And as you heard, we had a little bit of a holiday for ourselves there for about 9 years, and we eventually thought, well, this is getting boring. Let's see if we can get back together. And so we did, and we had such a great time going through all of the old material, songs and tunes that we hadn't played in many, many years. So we started to dust off some of some of the oldies, and we just opened there with a couple of them, a set of tunes, jigs, that we just call the Wiggly Jigs. And it was so long ago, I can't remember why. It was probably funny at one point, but I don't know, not anymore. But then we went to an old song that we recorded, I think, on our very first album called The Newry Highwaymen, that Nuala Kennedy here sang for us. So.
Hello, everyone.
But over those 30 years, the one thing that we never had an opportunity to do, and we're going to fix that this evening, was to sing a song with the one and only Tim O'Brien. So, please welcome back to the stage, Mr. Tim O'Brien.
Thank you very much.
My daddy is a handsome devil. He's got a chain 5 miles long. On every link a heart does dangle. For every maid he's loved and wronged. Go court some other tender maiden in hopes that she might be your bride. For I've been told and I've decided to sleep alone all of my life. Don't sing love songs, you'll wake my mother. She's sleeping here right by my side. In her right hand a silver dagger. She says that I can be your bride.
Tim O'Brien.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you.
Well, back in, I guess it was maybe 2012 or 13, we released an album called Shamrock City, and okay, extremely popular with one person over here. We appreciate that immensely. Thank you. But it was an album that we made that was based on the story from my family history. A great uncle of mine, a fellow by the name of Michael Conway. He came over from his home in County Mayo in Ireland and came to America. Landed in Philadelphia, where he spent a couple of years, but that wasn't his ultimate destination. His desired destination was a little further west, all the way out to Butte, Montana. Okay. And, well, that was a journey that he certainly wasn't alone in making. In the late 1800s, they discovered the largest vein of copper ore anywhere in the North American continent, right there in Butte. And overnight, Butte became this boom town, and people from all over the world started to make their way there in the hopes of making a better life for themselves and their families. But of all the countries that were represented there at that time, there was probably no country that was more or better represented than Ireland. It was a time in American history when the Irish weren't particularly welcome, and it was difficult to find work in the big cities, and quite often there would be job notices saying no Irish need apply. But in Butte, Montana, that was not the case. If you were Irish, you were pretty much guaranteed work in any of the copper mines there. Over the years, we spent a great deal of time there in Butte, and in some ways it's another home for us on the road. And on one of those visits, we came across a letter, and this fella had written back to his brother, still at home in Ireland, and he wanted him to come out. And in the letter, he said to him, "Come directly to Butte, don't even stop in America." It was good to be Irish in Butte. But Michael's story didn't have a happy ending. But we won't get into that now because we're having a lovely evening here, and we don't want to bring you down. But he left us with an amazing story and an introduction to the amazing history of Butte. And we're going to play a song from that album. This song speaks primarily to the miners themselves. To their dignity and their bravery and their persistence. The song is called "Tell God and the Devil," and we'd like to play this song. Butte was a town that was built by immigrants, so we would like to play this song for immigrants everywhere. Here's "Tell God and the Devil."
into the box and down the tracks. Well, there's muckers and there's skinners and nippers on the drill. They'll work all day and night, boys, as only miners will. We'll chase rebels, copper at the walls, we'll pick and hack. Don't worry if you're digging scared, us miners got your back. So tell God and the devil they can try, but today's not gonna be the day we die. Now God, don't venture down here, and the devil's lost your name. Your life hangs in the balance on this fragile human chain. When your spirit's waning and fear is yours to tame, when you feel the darkness closing, turn up your carbide flame and tell God and the devil they can try, but today's not gonna be the day we die. So tell God and the devil they can try, but today's not gonna be the day we die. Thank you. This next song was written by the great, inspirational Peggy Seeger, and it's a song called The Song of Choice. Early every year, the seeds are growing, unseen, unheard, they lie beneath the ground. Would you know before the leaves are showing that with weeds all your garden will abound? If you close your eyes, stop your ears, close your mouth, how can you know? The seeds you cannot see may not be there. The seeds you cannot hear may never grow. In January you've still got the choice. You can cut the weeds before they start to bud. If you leave them to grow higher, they'll silence your voice. In December you may pay with your blood. Close your eyes, stop your ears, close your mouth and take it slow. Let others take the lead and you bring up the rear, and later you can say you didn't know. Every day another vulture takes flight. There's another danger born every morning. In the darkness of your blindness, the beast will learn to bite. How can you fight if you can't recognize a warning? Close your eyes, stop your ears, close your mouth and take it slow. Let others take the lead and you bring up the rear, and later you can say you didn't know. Today you may earn a living wage, but tomorrow you may be on the dole. While there's millions going hungry, you needn't disengage, for it's them, not you, that's falling in the hole. not here yet, so what's it got to do with you? Now the weeds are all around us and they're growing. It will soon be too late for the knife. If you leave them on the wind that around the world is blowing, you may pay for your silence with your life. Close your eyes, stop your ears, close your mouth, they're never there. And if it happens here, they'll never come for you, because they know you really didn't care.
Well, we have time for one more, but before we finish, thank you so much for making us feel so welcome back here at Mountain Stage. We really appreciate it. Thank you. Big thank you to Mountain Stage and all the wonderful folks here, the crew, everyone. It's such a great place to come and make music. So thanks so much. Just to let you know who's who up here. On the guitar and the vocals down there, that's Mr. Alan Murray. On the button accordion, all the way from Chicago, Illinois, Mr. John Williams. And on the vocals and the flutes and the whistles, Nuala Kennedy. And all the way from the Irish Riviera of Rockaway, New York, Miss Winifred Horn.
Thanks very much, everybody. Thank you. Truly a pleasure to play for you all. And we cannot forget the man in the middle here from Philadelphia on nylon guitar, banjo, flutes, and whistles. That's Mr. Seamus Egan.
Solas, everybody. Thank you so much, Solas, for coming out here. And while we're at it, let's thank Tim O'Brien and Jan Fabricius. And how about Darrin Hacquard? And a big thank you to Clymer and Kurtz. And the Amanda Cook Band. Thank you to everyone here in Charleston, and thanks to you out there listening on the radio, because without you, there'd be no Mountain Stage, and that would make me sad. I hope you'll be back next week as we join you from Huntington, West Virginia, with Stephen Kellogg, Emily Scott Robinson, Joe Troop and the Truth Machine, Kindred Valley, and Corduroy Brown. We'd like to dedicate tonight's show to longtime Mountain Stage associate producer Linda McSparron, and to our timekeeper, Mary Lee, two great forces behind the scenes of our show who will forever be missed by the Mountain Stage family. Mountain Stage is produced by Larry Gross and Adam Harris. Senior producer is Jeff Shirley. Associate producers are John Ingram and Mallory Richards. We're engineered by Patrick Stevens, Richie Collins, Scott Robinson, and Greg McGowan. Production assistance by Michael Lipton, Lance Schrader, Chris Mead, Don London, Kelly Lassiter, Jen Brown, Big J, Tony Patterson, Sam Porter, Jay Lipschitz, and Kaylin Cole. Photographic services by Chris Morris. Promotion is coordinated by Mallory Richards, John Ingram, and Music in Motion Promotions. Thanks to the Martial Artist Series, and special thanks to Mountain Stage members Walter and Sean Williams for their generous support. Lodging is provided by the Marriott Town Center Hotel, centrally located for the business and pleasure traveler in downtown Charleston. Mountain Stage was founded by Andy Ridenauer, Francis Fisher, and Larry Gross. Why don't you go out and hear some live music wherever you are just as soon as you can? You've been listening to Mountain Stage, live performance radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia. If I needed you, would you come to me? Would you come to me for to ease my pain? If you needed me, I would come to you. I'd swim the seas for to ease your pain. Nuala Kennedy.
Well, the night's forlorn and the morning's born. The morning shines with the lights of love.
Tim and Jane.
You will miss sunrise if you close your eyes, and that would break my heart in two. If I needed you, would you come to me? Would you come to me for to ease my pain? If you needed me, I would come to you. I'd swim the seas for to ease your pain.
Michael Lipton. Mr. Ryan Kennedy now.
Ladies with me now, since I showed her how to lay her lily hand in mine.
And little she's a sight to see, and a treasure for the poor to find.
If I needed you, would you come to me? Would you come to me for to ease my pain?
I needed you, would you come to me? Would you come to me for to ease my pain? If you needed me, I would come to you. I'd swim the seas for to ease your pain. I'd swim the seas for to ease your pain.
Major funding for Mountain Stage is provided by Bailey Glasser. This is NPR.